Alright, let's wrap the facade now. Oh my god, this system.
The Switch! The Switch! The Switch!
So, okay, first up, what do you guys think of the actual name, the Switch?
So I think it's one of the hardest ones to get accustomed to, but along the line, we're naturally going to get the hang of it. And I'm trying my best to not make any puns.
It's just so hard to switch from the name NX.
Shut up. Get out.
DJ, you are not one with the puns like the rest of us. We fully embrace them.
Oh, I'll embrace them, but I'm going to let you guys do them.
Okay.
Alright.
I think you guys will handle it much better than I ever could.
Admittedly, for me, I initially liked the name NX better, but now I'm starting to really like the name Switch. It sounds slick, it's got a nice ring to it, and it feels like a non-childish name for the system, honestly. Like, the more that I think about it, I'm just really starting to like it, the sound of it overall.
For me, you just can't say Switch unless you have the snap to it. You have to have that.
The system better come with that sound, either from the actual controller sliding in, or the system itself needs to make that every time you slide in the ports.
If my system doesn't make a switching or snapping sound, I'm going to sue Nintendo for false advertising.
Anytime somebody says Switch, I'm going to make that sound.
Well, I guess more than anything, I am just so beyond relieved that we are leaving the Wii brand behind us.
It is dead and
dead.
gone forever.
It needs to go. I'm glad it's gone, and I am not going to miss it.
I love their games, but we had to move on. We had to
It was well past time.
move on. Yeah.
I mean, it's part of
It
my
was time to
but
switch.
It is technically part of my username, but, like, yeah, this brand needed to go. It needed to go.
You are now
Guys.
Switch Dude 83.
Switch Dude 83, alright. I'm gonna rebrand that, it's gonna be great.
Guys, real talk here for a second. I think we need to calm it down with the puns, otherwise we might get sued by Game Explain, because we know that's their thing.
That or Chugga, either one.
Okay, so with the whole concept, and I'm pretty sure everybody has already seen the video by now, but even so, we just want to go into the design of the controllers and everything. If you notice in the furry, and I didn't even really notice this until I saw the system together. Like, I noticed them separately, but when I saw the controllers on the tablet thing, there's a minus and a plus button there. There's our start and select. That's like,
I
wow.
thought that was actually a D-pad at first.
Admittedly, I thought
totally
the
confused.
D-pad at first.
I was so confused. I thought that was a D-pad that I have to use with my pinky finger.
I love how they brought the right analog stick lower. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
You. And it works for your logo too. It works.
I like the yin-yangness of the logo as well.
Yes.
It's really nice contrasting logo.
Not only that, but it's gonna feel so comfortable playing Smash whenever we get that again.
I was just thinking that. My muscle memory doesn't have to go to waste, because now there will be another analog stick down below the buttons on the right side.
But I think this will honestly be if for some crazy reason the GameCube adapter doesn't work, I think I could adapt to this new one.
Did you notice that there
honestly.
were two USB ports on the front of it?
Yeah, which makes me believe it will be compatible, but, if the apocalypse happens and Smash Brothers can't use a GameCube controller anymore,
Run. Run.
run for the hills. But yeah, what am I saying? The world is doomed at that point.
That's it, I'm switching to PlayStation All-Stars.
So what do you guys think about the potential titles that they've shown? Because apparently nothing has been confirmed. These are all like tech demos or something.
Yeah, which the Wii U had as well, so, you gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but the idea that Bethesda is actually supporting them, they haven't actually confirmed it. They showed it, but it's actually not confirmed from the developers themselves. But at this point, how could you not have Skyrim remastered? How could you not have NBA 2K, which, can we just stop and say how ridiculous it is for, hey guys, let's go play basketball, and then let's go play our basketball video game outside.
That was the weirdest part of that whole video for me.
What are you talking about? My friends and I do that all the time.
But yeah, I mean, just even looking at the third part, third-party list right now to kind of go into that. For the system, it's one overall much more impressive than the Wii U one when they first showed that.
Almost
but also,
double.
the big thing is Nintendo's always had a pretty good time with Japanese developers. I'm seeing a lot more Western studios on this list, and that makes me happy.
There is one company there that I want to point the finger at. What are you doing here, Mr. Pachinko? You don't make games anymore.
App, and then port all our Pachinko machine games to there to download. I hope you all enjoy it.
Unless
Metal
you're
Gear
making a
Pachinko
brand new
confirmed.
Bomberman game, get your name out of that support list.
Metal Gear Pachinko confirmed for Nintendo Switch.
No, it'll be Bomberman Pachinko.
Oh, that hurts.
This is a happy video, guys. Let's get back to the happiness.
I just wanted
Let's
to point
switch back
that
to
out.
the happiness. How about that?
I just wanted to point that out. That's all. I'm being a little inconsistent with what I'm saying, but if I want to go back to the controller real quick, there's one thing I do not like about this controller, and I'm really hoping that they fix this.
I feel like you and me are about to talk about the exact same thing.
We'll see about that, because what I want is a cover for it.
Oh, for like the
screen.
touchscreen thing?
Yeah, I want a screen.
I'm sure there'll be one.
I hope so.
At launch.
And wouldn't it make more sense if you could flip it over and it becomes another stand for the system to stand up on?
Wait, what do you mean?
Imagine if there's like a cover and you could like flip it over and it becomes a stand. Like, you know how it has the back stand?
Oh, right.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a third-party one that does that
Oh, I hope
same
so,
thing.
because
Like, iPads have that
I-
all over the place, so I'm pretty sure this will have one like that.
I hated carrying around my original Game Boy Advance because it would get scratched up by so many things in my pocket. So, for a screen like this, I would really love to preserve it. That's why I've always loved the DS and the 3DS, because it had those covers.
If Nintendo doesn't make one, a third party will, so I don't think that's a big worry, honestly. But my bigger worry with this controller is, I'm sorry, but from that footage, I do not like the whenever they do the multiplayer stuff, that like horizontal controller thing, that thing looks small, and it looks
How are you
awkward.
supposed to work with that?
Yeah, that looked really awkward to me. Thankfully, what we see in the footage, you can use either. It seemed like, you know, the stand controller with that basically is the gamepad. That looked fine, and you can also use the Pro controller, let's call it as well, while in portable mode. So I don't think it will be too big of a worry. I'm just worrying a bit if developers are going to force that that smaller controller. That's my one worry about it.
My worry about those little controllers is they better sell these individually, because people are going to lose them really,
Yes,
really
that's
easily.
what I was going to say.
Or you better keep them in a safe place, because I guarantee pets are going to just feast on them. Or little kids, like, these are going to be a major choking hazard unless there are certain precautions taken.
Considering how small they look and how like plasticky they look, I have a feeling if they sell them individually, it won't cost much. That's just early prediction.
I really
I
hope
hope
so.
so.
And I'm
Hopefully.
also a little confused by this concept. Does it make sense, if you have so many controllers, why do you have the detachable controllers on that one controller and then take them off and put it on the tablet? Why wouldn't you just leave them on the tablet and make it easier and just use the Pro controller when you're at home?
Well,
Some people aren't going to have the Pro controller.
yeah, because the Pro controller that they showed for like the Skyrim thing, that one is most likely going to be a separate thing. Because if you go to the official Nintendo Switch picture, it shows the built-in controller on the left. That's not with the gamepad, like the at-home setup.
All right. I guess I'm just going to use the Pro controller, and I'm just going to leave the detachable controllers on the tablet.
Yeah, like that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy the Pro controller thing day one as well, just because I love how that thing looks.
I guess the only reason you'd have like both the controller with the detachable sides and then the Pro controller is if you're wanting to play multiplayer at home on the console instead of on the portable, just so you'd have multiple controllers. But that's just my guess.
Yeah, and it looks like the controller setup also does have. It looks like it's also technically charging both of the smaller parts of it as well.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because if you look on that on that controller holder thing, the one that's not the screen, it actually has a battery life thing for both sides of it, so...
Oh.
Speaking of battery life, we're getting the rumors that this is going to be a very terrible battery life. And
it better not.
That's a little bit of a worrying, and, past battery life on the 3DS, and especially the Wii U gamepad, I definitely predict a low battery life. It's just a matter of... I feel like with this kind of screen, you're going to be carrying it in a bag anyway, because no way are you fitting this thing into your pocket, just flat out not. So I feel like as long as you bring a charging cable with you in your bag, I think you should be good for the most part.
But that's what I wanted them to show, and I don't think they actually did, was that you couldn't take this and charge it. At first, I thought when he was on the airplane, I thought that was actually the charge, and you could be charging that on the plane. They'll be like, okay, that's cool. That's the headset. But that's still cool, too.
I have a feeling it will be chargeable, though, because I don't see you being able to lug around the home system thing. Otherwise, that's a massive design flaw, and that just doesn't seem like a Nintendo thing to do. So
I want to hope at the very least that they've learned from the Wii U's gamepad and that it's going to have a better battery life than that. I can tolerate if it has 3DS battery life, because if you play without 3D, then the 3DS actually lasts pretty long, or at least long enough for me.
The 3DS lasted long enough to where I only needed to charge it after, maybe the only time I needed to charge it within one day is if I'm playing literally all day.
Yeah, if you're on a long car ride or something.
Yeah, but the Wii U gamepad, I swear I had to charge it almost after every gaming session, mainly because it had to always be on.
Definitely.
And thankfully, if you're at home, the screen is technically going to be charging anyway, so...
Yep.
It's a plus in that regard.
Also, they showed cartridges!
Yay! It doesn't really matter to me, honestly. Like I said before, the cartridge, it might be a problem for publishers, possibly, but I'm fine with it, honestly. And it makes more sense than bringing discs along with you, as it being a portable system as well.
And yes,
kind of screws over backwards compatibility, though.
Unless if that, there is this whole thing in the pad itself. Unless if that's maybe a disc thing, and it's highly doubtful. I think that might just be a controller clip, but yeah, it does seem like backwards compatibility is not going to be a thing with this, which, I'm fine with, honestly.
I think it'll be okay. At the very least, I would like the idea of having cartridges just because that's less shelf space on my shelf, because I'm seriously running out of shelf space, so not having those big tall cases is a good thing. But yeah, I can understand how that might be kind of worrying to have to leave Wii U games behind because you can't play them anymore because it's not backwards compatible, but I think we would adjust.
And what did you guys think about some of the games that were shown? For what we got, it looks like they're not exactly ports, they look like it, but...
Yeah, let's probably go down the list of how they were shown. So I think first was the Mario Kart one, I believe.
Okay, I'm still not the craziest about Mario Kart 8 because of the freaking coins. But the fact that we now have...
Well, we're not actually sure if this is Mario Kart 8 or not.
Oh, no. There's two things that show that it could be different. First of all, King Boo. Okay, it could be a new character, that could be just extra content. But look, there's 2 item slots! 2 item slots!
It's finally back!
It's back!
But we still have the coins. Dang it.
I can live with it.
But also, people noticed that was a completely different version of Yoshi's Circuit as well.
Yes.
Because of the trees in the background.
So yeah, I can...
As well.
Even if coins are back, I can tolerate it as long as I can have another item to help me out. Instead of being always left defenseless.
I have a feeling you're going to be able to switch it like Mario Kart Double Dash. Just call it Mario Kart Switch. Bam. Done.
Mario Kart Double Switch.
Good switch. But yeah, it was interesting. I was, like a lot of people, when I first saw the clip, I thought that was Mario Kart 8, especially. Okay, Mario and King Boo, whatever. And then it was after when I went back, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was
wait a minute. King Boo wasn't in Mario Kart 8. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is just Mario Kart 8. It's just Mario and King Boo. Wait, what?
You see, okay, we're gonna get to it later, but I think what they should have done, Ash Paulson from Game Explain basically said the same thing as me. Like in that party scene, like after the Mario thing, very low key, have them play Smash and have someone play as Ice Climber.
Ooh, dangling that carrot.
That would have been very low key, but oh man, that would have been perfect.
Yes, because I felt like that was the only thing missing from this. Just give me the announcement of Smash of some kind.
Yeah, Smash was weirdly absent. I think it should have been that sports arena part, honestly, but we'll talk about that when we get to there. Let's head back to Mario Kart.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to say is that if it is any kind of Mario Kart 8 expansion and they're adding more characters, Nintendo, I know you're listening because you watch CJ stuff. Please bring Bowser Jr. back. Please.
And bring Diddy Kong with him. Please.
You know, I'm still surprised EGAD has not been in the Mario Kart at all, but the Queen Bee from Mario Galaxy is.
How does that work?
I don't know. Mario Kart rosters are weird.
They make no sense whatsoever.
Pink, gold, peach.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
I had almost forgotten about that one.
On to Mario Switch. How about that?
Okay, so what's our next game before we get to the last one?
Mario Switch.
Let's switch over to Mario.
So, this is definitely the one that, out of anything that we've seen in here that could be like a tech demo or a new game, this definitely feels like this is legit, because I did read an article on My Nintendo News that did state they delayed the NX reveal because the Mario game wasn't properly working yet. So I have a strong feeling that this is that Mario game. Like, this is the 3D platformer for this system.
They've been talking about a 3D platformer for a while, right?
Yeah, but I feel like what we saw there is definitely it.
I want to believe it's a Mario 3D platformer, especially because he does the triple jump and the camera is so close behind him instead of just being like up above him, but the second area just looks something like straight out of 3D World, so I'm a little cautious about it.
It seems like a combination of sorts between
Yeah,
a 64 and a 3D World kind of style, which, you know, I'm fine with. It actually is a little, I would say maybe a little bit more Galaxy type in its structure, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I'm open to the idea of a compromise, because I liked both 64 and 3D World, and I did like Galaxy to an extent, so if it's any compromise of any of them, that's okay with me.
Yeah. Mario definitely did look a bit faster than he did in 3D World in that small bit that we got. I mean, there's not a whole lot to go off of by.
There is one little thing. I don't know if nobody's really pointed this out. I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but did anybody notice after Mario did like his long jump, he like got a sudden boost of momentum and like started sprinting forward. I don't really know what was up with that, but he's never done that before.
Maybe that's a new
Maybe.
move. That's a good call.
Maybe some kind of thing that rewards you speeding through the level or something? Like keeping your momentum going?
Maybe after doing the long jump, you're now able to run?
Yeah, I think that's what I saw.
You know how Mario would end up going into a running mode in 3D World? I think it's like the long jump after that will automatically activate that run.
Or at least help you get to it faster.
Yeah.
I can see that.
One thing I do want to mention, because we didn't really talk about this yet, the thing that caught my eye right away about this Mario footage is when she basically switched it into the moving mode. The thing that I'm really impressed by this system, like, the game didn't have to reload or anything. It was just immediately onto that
is so
second
impressive.
screen. Like, not even paused at all. That was probably one of the most impressive parts to me in that entire video.
Let's hope they keep that.
I have a feeling they would, because they showed it like 3 separate times in there, like working both ways. So I feel like that's a core feature of the system.
It could be, but let's be honest. We're going to probably pause if we have to get out of our seats and switch anyway, because you don't want to get hit when you're switching between them, right?
Well, you could also do it during a load screen as well, possibly, so, you know.
There's that.
Okay, so what do you think this one's going to be? Because I've been joking around with it, calling it Super Mario World, where he's just going to, like, Mexico and Japan and France and have all these different locations inspired by them.
Mario takes over America.
I thought Mario was crossing over with Samba de Amigo.
Yeah.
Or whatever that Philips CDI game, Mario Takes America, or
Oh, yeah,
no.
the canceled one.
yeah, like the canceled
Wacky
one,
Worlds.
whatever it was called. But
Wacky Worlds, that's what it was called.
Wacky World, yeah, I think that might have been it. But I mean, there's not really much to go off of in this one. This is definitely a wait and see. It's a Mario 3D platformer, so
I like the looks of it so far, so I'm excited to learn more.
We'll call it Super Mario World and Knuckles or something.
Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
Something else from that Mario segment that I really want to mention is that what sold me on this system is the fact that it's a portable console that has built-in local multiplayer. Like if you're just walking down the street in a park, you can just pop off a controller, ask somebody, hey, do you want to play with me? And they have that option. That's really impressive.
You are now
Yeah, you
the
no
life
longer
of a
have to-
party!
By the way, this might sound really weird, but that kickstand part in the plane was one of the parts I was probably the happiest with in that entire video. I don't know why, and maybe it's because I never got that stand thing for the Wii U gamepad, and it always just sits flat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got the
Or just
white
awkwardly
one.
balance on the wall.
Or, with your 3DS, you always have to, awkwardly put it into a lunchbox mode or whatever when you play it. It's just nice to have that kickstand thing, and I'll just be able to sit in my chair and play it that way.
It looked like there was only one of it, and I'm hoping that it'll somehow be balanced, or maybe there is another one they didn't show, but I don't know. I'm hoping it's not lopsided.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of having the little detachable things just so I don't have to be hunched over the entire system like I normally do whenever I play a handheld. I can just put it on my desk in front of me, lay back, and then just play it that way. I like the idea of it.
I can beat you with my hands tied behind my back.
I can beat you with only one hand controller.
If I ever get adjusted to this controller, that is.
I think we will.
I think it will take time, though. It's probably something I'm just going to need to play because I think the video just made it look really small. Is probably what it was.
I think it is really small, but hopefully they buff it up. I'm really hoping this was some kind of teaser trailer they've had done for months.
Yeah,
So-
which actually with those detachable controllers, one thing that I thought about, because Nintendo always does these things like the Circle Pad Pro or stuff like that where they keep making adjustments to their things. Now, honestly, all they need to do is just switch out the sides of it for whenever they want to update the controller. There you go.
Yeah, and kind of like what CJ was saying earlier, I think more than anything, this could have just been not the final version of it, because if you remember when the Wii U gamepad was first shown off, it didn't have the analog sticks. It had those little circle pad things, so
Oh, yeah,
the final
that's
design
right.
was different. So I think it could be different where they could just make these a little bit bigger in the final product. So it might not be the final product what we saw here today.
Let's hope so, because we still only have a few months away.
That's true, but it's better than 2 years away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I can think of right now is the Icon Morphus must be having a field day. They're thinking, woohoo, we're rich, we can sue Nintendo for patent infringement.
Oh no.
How do you think they're gonna get away with this? Cause
Nintendo never lost a suitcase with the 3DS or Wii U, so I don't think they're gonna lose here either, if it has to resort to that.
hope not. That's kind of sad that really happened, but
Nintendo has a way of making it technically their own technology, so,
Yeah, Nintendo has a pretty strong legal team behind them.
And here's the best part, we still don't know everything about the system. There's still little features and doodads that they haven't revealed. This is just the teaser, guys. We're getting excited
but
about the teaser.
I have a feeling the full blowout they might do it like Sun and Moon, where it's a little bit one announcement after another kind of thing, or maybe in November or December they do a full blowout like Direct or something like that.
Yeah, I was on the live stream with Source Gaming this morning for it, and I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, buddy, but one of them brought up the idea, or just the joke of, I want to see what they've been. I want them to do what they've done with Pokemon Sun and Moon. I want to see a new game revealed for it every week. Every week,
That'd
show me a
be
new
fantastic.
game.
That would be so cool.
Oh man, it's so good.
And I would like that because, frankly, what I really want to see from the system is this big launch lineup that they've been working on. What did they give up this entire year for to work on? Where are the games? I want to see just how many they've got and what they've got in store.
Well, speaking of games, we have one more game that we didn't talk about really yet.
And we have to.
And that's the Splatoon 2.1.5. I'm not sure on this one.
Port? Don't know.
It's already HD,
Because-
but the thing is, there are subtle differences.
The hairstyles is the major one.
That is one thing.
Right away that I noticed.
I actually didn't notice that. What I caught right away was when they popped up. Some of them had different stances, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, these are new animations. This is
See,
a
I
new
didn't notice
one.
that.
You see, I think honestly it could be a full-blown sequel because I fully believe that a Splatoon sequel is being worked on right now because a reminder that Splatoon was actually developed in less than a year when it launched on retail. I know it got more features afterwards, but they still completed that game in a relatively short amount of time. So now that they have all those assets, I don't think a sequel would take that much to develop, honestly.
And let's be honest, even though it seems like it's still fresh, people do want a sequel. And think about this. The N64 had Smash Brothers near the end of its life cycle. That became a huge hit, and bam, there's Melee near the launch of the GameCube. So it makes sense to have another killer IP ready to go for your next system.
It was admittedly a little weird that they had that in the big stadium thing, which I know Nintendo is leaning more and more towards an esports image, but it just felt weird to have Splatoon there and not Smash. Anyone else felt like that was a bit off?
It was a
I
little
feel
weird. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I felt it was...
No, you.
I felt it was a little weird that they showed Splatoon instead of Smash, but I really want to believe that if Smash is coming, which there's not much reason to believe that it might not be, but I want to believe that if it's not here, it's because that they're not ready to show anything yet, so they decided to show Splatoon instead, which I don't have a problem with, because Splatoon is really big, a lot of people really like it, so I think it makes sense to promote it, even if Smash is not ready yet.
I guess it was just the size of that arena seemed a little off for Splatoon. I don't think it's at that level yet.
The
Smash,
huge stadium.
Smash probably is. Splatoon, it's got a little bit to go.
It'll
I feel
get
like
there.
a Smash announcement would have been... They would have needed to take more time to properly
Yeah, I
announce it.
definitely think Smash for NX is definitely coming. But, it's just something to think about afterwards. But Splatoon 2, or, as I really hope the name is Splatoon, I totally think it's going to be a thing, and probably a launch window title, I would say.
That would be wonderful, to be honest. Just wonderful. But all we want to know
Yeah.
right now is, even though we're all satisfied and content with what we got, we want to know when they're going to actually give us a full direct on the Switch.
Yeah,
When-
I feel like it's pretty soon because if we're going by the Amiibo leak from Nintendo of Europe, it seems like the day for the NX is March 4th. It sounds like the day, which is also kind of weird because it's the beginning of the month, and Nintendo usually likes to wait until the very last minute of the month to release stuff. So
Except Smash on 3DS.
yeah, which I also really hope it's the 4th because that's 4 days before my birthday. So
So Nintendo has basically sold you on this. You went from, I'm going to wait till Christmas to, I want to save up for it
Well,
now.
admittedly, I'm really impressed with the hardware. Now they just need to convince me on the software
Yeah.
of
Give
it.
us-
I mean, we have Breath of the Wild for it, which, that's definitely going to do a lot better on NX than Wii U at this point.
Yeah.
So it's already kind of got me there, and if some of the stuff like Splatoon or Mario is at least the launch window, or, is at launch, then I feel like I'll be pretty convinced at that point.
Oh, it's going to be a fun ride till we get there. And actually, Kalimdori, how do you feel about getting your NX wish list done right before the announcement?
Oh,
Did you
I
pull
saw
an
you
all-nighter
say
with
that. I saw you say that the thing was announced. I didn't believe it. Then I saw it was real. I was excited for about 30 seconds, and I realized, oh no, I've got to get that done tonight.
Oh,
I
don't
have
you
not
hate
worked
those?
that hard in my entire life. I'm so exhausted.
It was a good video. I feel like I need to plug it at the
Appreciate
end of this, but I'm impressed that you actually got it done right before the announcement. That was just how I had to do the Smash stages list with Swedish Karibu right before the Smash chat for the Direct. I know exactly what you went through.
Yeah, deadlines are fun.
Every time, which it's funny because we originally were planning to do the comment discussion on the Tuesday of this week, which was the 18th of October. Man, were we right to delay it until Thursday?
Oh my god, that discussion would have been so lackluster and automatically outdated.
I'm actually kind of glad now it took me about 17 hours to upload the What's Your Opinion video because it delayed it till Wednesday, or delayed it to, I think, Saturday. No one's like, okay, guys, do you want to give it more time, see if these rumors actually fly, or should we just get started on it now? So, thank you for making good calls on that. Oh man, I can't do a What's Your Opinion video on this because I really want to get some
This is
reviews
really
and
the
lists
ultimate
done.
follow-up.
Yeah.
I really want to get some reviews and lists done, so just tell us what you thought in the comments because I think we've kind of gone over everything except maybe like one more feature. It is region free.
Thank you!
Wait, has that
Wait,
been confirmed?
man.
Because I heard that was only rumored.
It seems like, I think it is technically still rumored, but there's a lot of evidence that seems to be supporting it, so I would not be surprised.
Yeah, and the track record has been accurate so far for rumors, so I wouldn't be surprised.
No, all we need is that Smash port.
Yeah. Alright,
But what do you think they're going to call it, though? I'm sorry, real quickly, though, what do you think they could actually call Smash for the Switch? You can't call it Super Smash Bros. For Switch.
I was just thinking that you can't call it Super Smash Bros. Switch, otherwise people will call it SSBS. You can't do that.
I didn't even think about that.
You can't do that.
No, they can, and they should.
They can, and the internet will love them for it.
We'll call it Super Smash Bros. Hyper Turbo Fighting Edition.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
Super Smash Bros. Uni, let's bring in that name again.
Yeah.
But I guess really quickly, I guess your just final stance on NX. Are you excited? Are you a little worried? How do you feel after the full announcement?
I feel like we're gonna keep calling it the NX because you just did as well.
Yeah.
Keep me track. You've done that like 5 times, but I haven't done anything.
It's going to be a 3-month process with this, I swear.
Hey, if this is the only problem it has, that's really good. But all we really want to know right now is what are going to be the games, what is the exact true power of this system, and what is it going to cost?
I have a feeling it's going to be around the 300 mark.
I really hope so.
I can't see it costing any more than like $350, and even that,
Yeah,
I think.
$350 seems to be like the top it would be at.
Okay, so anything else before we just say leave us a comment?
I guess my final thoughts on Nintendo Switch is I'm really happy with this reveal. There's a few things that could potentially go sour pretty fast, I think, is with like those detachable controller things and possible battery life power. But I think if Nintendo plays this right, it should be all set to go. Like, already from the start, this seems to be a lot stronger, of a reveal, and it seems to be focused right down to the point, than the Wii U was. So I'm really happy with it. And, some last things to mention about, this, that before we forget, 2 other things about this, trailer that I love. One, they didn't highlight any point in this motion controls at all, which it's good to see they're finally getting rid of that image for themselves. And then 2, there were no kids at all in this video, which for Nintendo, that's kind of shocking, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't even kids in the apartment, like, watching the grown-ups play the games. These were grown people playing these games. There was a grown woman playing Mario. That's awesome. I agree with you. I think they were right on spot with the message. They didn't really they didn't feel confusing at all. It was what it was supposed to do. They said, hey, this is a system that you can take and play on the go, or you can play it at home, or you can play it in the airport, you can play it anywhere, and it's a full experience. That is, they couldn't have done a better job.
Yeah, this was a very good first step. I'm just hoping that they can keep up that momentum, keep up with their showing the right things at the right time. I want to see them keep revealing games up to the launch because I don't want another repeat of the Wii U's launch lineup. That can't
Nobody
happen again.
does.
Nobody wants that. It's again, it feels like Nintendo is learning from their mistakes. Now they just need to prove it at this point.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm pleased with what I saw here today. I think it's great. Nintendo made a really good impression with this, and that's good because that's something they've kind of been struggling with in recent years, is making a good first impression with their games and stuff. So I'm very pleased with what I saw here. I'm not hyped to the moon and back just yet because I'm trying to, be prepared for any possible blunderings that could still happen. So, but I'm trying to be optimistic because I liked what I saw here today. I like the concept. I think they did a great job of explaining it, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. I'm hoping it's not going to be another several months before they decide to talk about it again.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're all pretty much in the same boat, it feels like.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did a good job. They just had to keep it up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, with all that said, I think we finally covered everything that we possibly can about this, unless something else really comes up, but, you'll know from somewhere else. So, with all that said, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for joining, and if you've got an opinion of your own, just leave it in the comments and I'll respond to it there, because this is not another What's Your Opinion video. This was an added bonus. Now I'm wondering if I really should make a Smash, what I would like to see in a Smash port for the Switch, just in case we get another announcement soon.
Well, I think you should make it if you want it to get announced, because if you make it, it will get announced.
CJ, what we need to do is talk about why Kid Icarus Uprising 2 would be a fantastic game for the NX. And do it
Switch.
before...
Switch.
I can't escape it.
There is no escape.
There's no escape, only Switch.
My finger's gonna hurt tomorrow.
You see, the NX is actually going to be a peripheral for the Switch.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
So with all that said, later everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Alright.